Oh, it's live, pal. And I just realized I didn't send out the Twitter link, so whoever joins me got the YouTube notification. Je m'appelle Chillmonger. I am talking about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier for the second time this week. This show is really good because the first episode I gave a 9 and the second episode I gave a 10. Really good show. Action, Sam Wilson being elevated, Bucky. What happened to Bucky was just honoring what his character's been through. We're not hiding away from the Wakanda stuff. We're not, because he got called the White Wolf. And also, when they do stuff like that in this show, I don't hear, oh, Wakanda confirmed. Oh my God, Chadwick Boseman probably filmed something for this. Oh, Mephisto. Mephisto is a punchline now. But with everybody who got their hopes up too high for the WandaVision show, everybody knows right now, just because Falcon and Winter Soldier said something that possibly eludes to some other character, it doesn't mean that's coming. And just slow your horses, people. And that's a great thing that WandaVision did for us as a community. Now, I watched WandaVision and I thought, ooh, Pietro's here. And you can watch my reviews right now. I let you guys know I'm not going to be cemented with the mentality that this is the same one from Fox X-Men. This is just an actor who looks that way. And until they say that it is Quicksilver, I'm not going to accept him as Quicksilver. Therefore, my disappointment. I was happy with the last episode of WandaVision. My friend here, what's good? I'm loving it so far. You think Chris Evans shows up? Look at this guy making a prediction. You think Chris Evans shows up? No, I don't think he shows up. But also aggressively, with the amount of time Steve is mentioned, what happened to Steve? Is he on the moon? Responsibly, like you can think that. I give you permission. Let me word it differently because that sounds horrible. You guys remember how Snoke was debuted in episode 9 and then for 2 straight years it was theories, right? I think the fans were justified in making those theories. I was thinking it was Plagueis. So I think by the way that they mentioned Steve Rogers all the time, I do think that we're okay to think about what's coming next. But if it doesn't happen, also we were never guaranteed it. They just brought it up a couple times. It's the Shield. It's the show where a Captain America mantle is going from crown to crown to crown. So that's not a ridiculous thing to ask, actually. But my expectations are zero. There's none. I'm not going in here expecting anything except for what I've seen in the trailer. And I only watched that first trailer from Super Bowl weekend when Sam was throwing that shield, gets it out of the tree. That's all I know. All I remember from trailers is that moment there. I haven't seen Sharon Carter in any of the trailers because I don't watch any of those TV spots and stuff like that. When she shows up, it'll be a surprise to me. What's Helmut Zemo's position in the show? I don't know. First I saw of him was right there in the ending of episode 2. So as a viewer, I'm so pleased. As a YouTuber, man, those are a lot of trailer reaction views I could have gotten. But for my own well-being, it sounds good. Somebody just left a comment on one of my videos. I got the notification on the bottom right side of my screen. You know what video has been popping on my channel? The one where I compare Costco Reeves to Boba Fett. And when I compare Wanda to Captain Marvel and who's stronger. And lately, a lot of comments have been going on to that video. And I'll like chime in. What do you think? Tell me why you think that. And of course, some people don't have some accounts. I shouldn't even call them people. They don't have much to add. And unfortunately, fortunately, I leave them there and I just don't engage because I know better. But maybe I should do another versus now. Who would win in a fight between Falcon and Bucky? I'm not as passionate about that, honestly, so probably not. But there may be a versus video that comes out of here, out of this show. The same way that when Captain Marvel was brought up in WandaVision and the characters were talking about who's better, if that's kind of thing pops up here, like is Captain America better than John Walker? Maybe that's a no debate though. That's a no contest. We can talk about super soldier serums and whatnot. The show is good for that. It's good for looking forward. It's good for building to things that are forward, that that are upcoming. Isaiah Bradley just came in out of nowhere and wowed me. And holy, for 30 years he was in jail. I don't know how this guy got out, but Isaiah Bradley's a crazy good character. And I'm not done seeing Isaiah Bradley. Eli Bradley, that's another young Avenger. The bank scene is irritating, but I also wouldn't go begging Pepper Potts for a shrimp boat loan. Still, this is some BS. We need to take better care of our veterans. And aggressively views that as a scene. This scene is talked about mostly because of race. And of course, the sister says, it's funny how you guys just don't have, what did she say? You guys remember the exact scene of what she says, though. But it's like, yo, the doors are closed, It's for us, huh? And that was like, oh, they mentioned race. To me, racism is not addressed in this show. Racism is handled in this. Racism is presented in this show. Let me use a better word. Racism is not prevalent in this show, but racism is present in this show. If you know, you know. There's no doubt in my mind what's going on. That the reason that bank loan was not given was skin color related. Let's ask Malcolm Spellman, the writer. He'll tell you the same thing. But other people want to go like, no, that's not racism. No, hold on. It's like they were listening for a 3-letter word here and there, and they're like, I know racism when I see it. No, that's the covert shit. Yeah. But did you see the way he objectified him? The way the bank loaner looked at Sam? And the first thing he said was, where do I recognize you from? LSU, which is a university in Louisiana. He sees a black guy. And he knows he recognizes him. And in this man's brain, well, he's not a rapper because I don't listen to rap, so wouldn't know him from there. He must be an athlete at the school. It's implied when you say LSU that it was an athlete, not like they were in campus. Well, they were not that far away from age. They're about the same age. He may be a little bit older, but it's university, so he was there for a long time. LSU, you're an athlete. So like to me, it registered very quickly, and others don't see it that way. I shouldn't say don't want to. Others don't see it that way, and that's fine. I know that's not exactly what you said aggressively, but you're saying it's irritating because of the way they don't take care of our vets. Hi. So the way veterans get treated in America, I saw a ridiculous number. Either it was 3%, let's just say 3%, of United States, just people, citizens in general, fight or sign up or are veterans. And it's like a lot of people, in my opinion, for a lot of wars, in my opinion. Bonjour. I think that there's so many to take care of. But I also don't. But yeah, you're right, though. Like, we're right. I think everyone in America will tell you that they're upset veterans get treated in such way. Like, they don't have everything they need to because they gave up their lives. Literally, like, hey, if I die for this cause, I die for this cause. So for that reason, they should at least be given jobs, not a free handout, but a job where you can do a task and you can acquire money because of what you've given up. Your life. And I would argue that the causes that they are fighting for are not just and great things. That's what I would argue. But doesn't take away the fact that men gave their lives to a cause, and the cause being America needs to take care of them. So I do agree with that completely aggressively. I know you're American, but I don't think, and I know you're American, but I don't think anyone else here in chat is. Wholeheartedly agree with the way that they take care of veterans. So maybe it's commentary on that also. But the commentary isn't taking a front seat. The commentary is there. Look at the way we treat our veterans. That's bad. Yeah, understood. Everyone can agree with that. Cool. So I like the way that Falcon and Winter Soldier handles that. I'll do a dedicated video. Maybe every time I say I'll do a video on something, I never actually do it. Remember when I said I do an Ironheart video about the flashbacks and stuff? That still hasn't come out yet. But I'll do a dedicated video, I think, when Falcon and Winter Soldier is completed, just so I can give my 2 cents on race, and it'll be much better than what I'm doing now because there won't be so many pauses, and I'll have a full. Here's a pause because I'm thinking of what to say. A full, complete look and an idea of what I want to talk about. Okay. I am an Italian, so I'm not really qualified to talk about this. You're qualified to have an opinion. But as far as Hollywood and news tell us, US produce way too many veterans. There we go. The statistic I saw, I can't even cite where I saw it from, but it was something like 3 or 4%, something like that. I mean, here in Italy, military is a career. You do it your whole life. What? Your whole life? Why can't you, like, that doesn't make sense to me. You do it your whole life. What if you're not, like, you're past your prime? What if you're 34 years old? They don't want 34-year-olds fighting. And what does Italy even fight in? When was Italy's last war? World War II? I saw the movie Red Tails, and I saw a base. Their base was in Italy. 1 second. Extra background noise, my bad. Italy, right? So I asked you a question. When was Italy's last war, if you remember? War's bad. But that's what this show was about. It's about Sam, who was formerly Air Force, was it? That's what he said, right? He said he was a pilot. There. In the show, they brought up mental health also. What Bucky went through is incomparable to any real life mental health case at all. But they presented it. And so they're doing commentary on that as well. How many things can they do commentary on before you just rattle the hornet's nest and it goes too far? To me, I'm good with this show. And I actually love the way that, like I said earlier in the stream, things are not addressed, but the themes are present. It's just authentic to me. It's just real. You're the Black Falcon, says the young little 12-year-old kid. And he was just being real. You're the Black Falcon. That's what my dad says. No words. Okay. Now, Sharon Carter, Agent 13, is showing up. I have no idea how and why she shows up. 1 second. Background noise. So, as well as also with Sharon Carter showing up, yes, you're an officer when you get older or you get pension and retire. One thing it did do well was Dr. Rayner. You said Rayner, you make me think of Attack on Titan, which I need to watch because the episode will be out if it's not out right now. And on Perp Minded's channel, he and I and guests are going to talk about the show. So check out Perp Minded when we're done this. One thing it did do well was Dr. Rayner being a somewhat aloof physical doctor talking to Bucky. Physical doctor? No, you mean psychiatric doctor talking to the thing. Okay. She is the worst, but also so essential to this show, and I hope she has a couple of more scenes, and we need one more little therapy thing. Snap out of it. Stop doing a staring contest. She's so fun. So shout out to her. Is she aloof though? I wouldn't say she's aloof. Because it's the MCU and every character can't be taken seriously. That's what they've been doing for the last 10 years. So nah, she wasn't. Come on, aloof, you said? That's your wording? I don't know. She's coming next episode, I guess, because of Zemo. Well, so she's what? She's been protecting that area and watching him this whole time. Maybe she is an agent in that facility, or she helps Falcon and Bucky on the bureaucratic level. She probably lost her job with the CIA, but that don't mean Sword isn't hiring. She's one of the people that Nick Fury trusts. Me and Marvel on My Mind were talking about that in our live stream last week. It's there. It's totally there. And they need to do more of it. The buddy cop stuff, because they've established that these two do not want to be in the same room. It's there. I love that part though. Like when they get to banter, it's kind of cool. When Battlestar and John Walker talk to each other, it's so lame. It's so dry. And I guess that's on purpose because when Sam and Bucky are talking, you're actually happy to see that you want to know where it goes and whatnot. Wrong way. Falcon Winter Soldier. Zemo is a villain here. John Walker is a villain here. That's two main villains, right? The Flag Smashers are also a villain here. 1, 2, 3 villains. We didn't even know who our villain was in WandaVision. And off the bat, we're presented with 3 guys who we hate. You know what? US is the villain too if you think about Isaiah Bradley. So Walker. I just said it. How do I brain? With 3 villains now, I think that Helmut Zemo is not finished. I can see a Thunderbolts series coming out in 2-3 years. So let's keep that guy on ice. And even Ghost, I think, from Ant-Man and the Wasp might be on that team. Red Hulk, all that stuff. I can see that happening there on that side of Marvel. If Thunderbolt Ross is in this show and he's building to something, which will be elaborated on in the Black Widow film, I can see that also being really, really important and a factor in why Black Widow had to come out. When Bucky said stop the car after dude said Battlestar. Is that when he said stop the car? When he said his name was Battlestar? It's ridiculous. Their nicknames and whatnot. Take care. I like the nickname Battlestar, and I know there's like a little history of him used to be called Bucky, but then he had to change the name of Bucky, and one of the comic book characters actually said, how you can call yourself Bucky? That's racial. And he had to change. The race is everywhere in this. I need to read Isaiah Bradley's the Red, White, and Black Captain America story. The artwork looks like crap, but I need to finish that whole thing just to understand better. That's a good thing about Marvel Studios. They'll make you want to read a couple of comic books to get that backstory there. I doubt Isaiah shows up again in this series. I think he's done, but I can also see Isaiah playing a factor in the future. When Sam said, how could you not tell me there wasn't another Black Captain America? Oh, so you would have accepted the shield if you knew there was already a Black Captain America? Was that it? Was that the reason why you didn't accept it? Because you didn't think a Captain America could be black? I don't know. I'm asking these questions genuinely. Maybe that's how he felt. Hello, Mike. Battlestar and Fake Cap, Walmart Cap, Party City Cap are a discount budget version of Sam and Bucky. I'm really starting to hate them. They're so detestable. The character who plays Battlestar, Lamar Hoskins, that actor, he's local. I remember him from a couple of shows, and I hate him. Bargain brand Captain America. I don't even call John Walker that. And also, when Falcon, if he gets that role, I still won't call him anything else but Falcon. Watch me. And if the X-Men get a movie and it's called Mutants, you know what I'm going to call them? The X-Men. I cannot be censored. Even though I'm on that plus gang, I don't drink the Kool-Aid completely. I hope this show ends with all of these working together, including Isaiah. You want like a full panel of a comic book where they're all there. Hey, hooray, hurrah. You want this, which is a poster I was thinking about getting, but I don't think I will get that poster. You see it? There's a Falcon is on the very side. Cap. U.S. Agent is on the other opposite side. And I guess Bucky is that one there. Yeah. I wouldn't want to see that. And even Eli Bradley could be in that panel. You know, the ratio for these Disney Pluses is very wide, isn't it? Maybe not. I wouldn't want to see it. I love that they're elevating Falcon, and let's keep it at that. Battlestar, stop the car. It was the best line ever. Okay. I don't want that. You're the aforementioned. He and I are doing a Attack on Titan stream in like what 4 or 5 hours. You said 9 o'clock, so I gotta watch the episode first. But I am caught up completely on the on what happens to Eren Yeager. Did you see Gabby? She was like in front of Eren, and she was just shook. She couldn't do anything. She needs to die. I think they're trying to redeem her, but I don't see it happening. So check out our Attack on... Who else watches Attack on Titan in here? It's a great show. Battlestar, I gotta rewatch that episode just to hear that line. But I love the way that the car stopped and Bucky and Sam were like, whoa, we are not friends. I know that Bucky caught the shield during that big fight and returned it to John Walker, but that was only because a survival. We're not going to discuss and bicker about the shield and what the U.S. did. We're in the middle of fighting enemies, and we're going to be cordial with each other. But that's why he gave him back the thing. I like Eren. I don't like Zeke. I still don't think Zeke is redeemed because he sold out his parents. But the euthanasia, or the thing where he says, I can mentally make them not have kids with the founding Titan, I think that's a good idea. What happens when they touch, though? So John Walker with the shield was doing unique things that we haven't seen Captain America do in films. I like the one where it became sort of like a bed, like a toboggan, or dude was sitting on the shield so his ass wasn't scraping on the road. That was a unique way to use the shield. I saw unique ways of fighting with Falcon also in the air doing cool things. I saw him flying with his wings going sideways for that truck. Okay, we don't fit. I saw a lot of things that I haven't seen in the other films, and we're 2 episodes in. If the creativity of the way that these powers are executed continues, I'm already telling you this show is awesome. But this is going to be a top tier, maybe my favorite series ever, up there with shows like Heroes, up there with shows like Mandalorian. I love Lost. Great show. Breaking Bad is cool, but it's not top 5. Sam and Bucky's back and forward, to me, in the first scene, oh, good to see you, Buck, and he doesn't even make eye contact with him. That whole scene was awkward. Everything after that was great, especially when he's talking about how you're the White Wolf. Okay, you spent some time in Wakanda. You're the White Panther now. No, I'm the White Wolf. And Sam kind of snuck up on him afterwards, like, yo, does he have those vibranium shoes the sneakers that Shuri invented? Yeah, they do have some good back and forth after that. They ride on the shield in Winter Soldier in the car chase. Oh, I gotta rewatch Winter Soldier for the maybe 8th or 9th time. Legit, I've probably seen that movie 8 times. Yeah. I think I've seen all of the Marvel Studios films 5 times. I've seen all of them, because Far From Home would have been the one that, it's not on any streaming services, but I'll watch it somehow. I gotta watch Winter Soldier another time. Yeah, why not? It's where Sharon Carter pops up, and then I'll watch Captain America Civil War also. When I was watching Infinity War, I remember I'm like, oh, gotta see them all from beginning to end. And I did that. For Endgame, I didn't need to. I was good. Black Cap miniseries on Disney Plus. I think we need that. So if this takes place in the past, I'll take it, because too many things happening at the same time. I'm going to start asking, where is so-and-so? I do have questions about where all the other heroes are and why Sam and Bucky aren't reaching out to even War Machine. Like, he was in the first episode and he's not going to show up again. And he could show up again. But you do got to reach out to your friends. Come on now. The bit where John Walker says, stay the hell out of my way. That's when you realize he might go pop at any time. When he says that to you, and your buddy Lamar Hoskins is right there, and he's also stink-facing you, then that just goes to show how much of the Kool-Aid he's drinking. He's so stupid. John Walker does not care about Sam and Bucky. He cares about getting the glory for solving this problem. Because when it's said that he is a free agent, when Bucky and Sam say we operate outside the law, okay, John Walker's done with you. He thought, I'm going to use my pull to release Bucky. He'll be servient to me, and then I'll have this guy on my team. That was his intentions this whole time. John Walker is not a nice guy. And when John Walker wasn't getting things his way, then stay the hell out of my way. He threw a temper tantrum, and he left. If you maybe thought, nah, there's something about this John Walker guy. He's been dealt a tough set of cards, and he's making do. That's not true. Perp Minded said last time they didn't reach out to their friends, a big purple dude pulled up to Earth. They need to reach out to their friends. Get that flip phone out. You know, when in Infinity War, when that phone number was released, and I screenshotted it, I added it to my phone, I nicknamed the contact Steve Rogers. I'm lame. I'm lame. What's the deal with U.S. Agent in the comics? Does he go crazy at some point? I want to say yes, but I don't know too much about U.S. Agent. I'll tell you what I know about U.S. Agent. Since this last year, he has not had a comic book titled John Walker, titled Captain America. He's not Captain America. He's not like a big tier character. You know who else that applies to? Shang-Chi. This man has no comic book of his own until just recently. He's been appearing here and there. I think like in Spider Island in 2013 is where the whole city of New York turns into Spider-Man's, and he teaches Peter Parker how to fight Spider-Fu, some shit like that. Shang-Chi has been in the Avengers a couple times as a side character, but they're elevating him, and I'm not mad at that. I think they should also do that with Falcon, which they are definitely doing. It's just I know this show will end with him becoming, and I'm not going to accept calling him. I'm going to call him the Falcon still, whether he's wearing red, white, and blue with stars, whether he fights with a shield. I like the Falcon shield he has now. When those wings are there, he stations them, and people are shooting behind him, and he's, Red Wing, get me a way out. Red Wing is gone. It's tech, and it looks like he knows what to do, and he can make a new one. And I think scenes in here are not for nothing. So showing us that Sam is a tech wizard guy, maybe a new Red Wing will be created. But they did say it was Stark Tech. Maybe Ironheart creates it. So, give Riri Williams a series and she'll be like, here, I'll make one for you. And they'll be like, cool, we're going to keep you just for weapons. Stay in the back. And then she makes a suit of her own or something like that. Who knows how they introduce Riri. But Gotan Zemo is back. Goat, you call him the Goat? Helmet Zemo? Or do I not know what the name is? I have no idea what you're trying to say there. Gotan Zemo. I'm Googling that. I don't know what you're trying to say there. I'm curious to see what they do with his character going forward. Hopefully they don't kill them off in the series. That would be a huge disappointment. Thunderbolts, which is their version of Suicide Squad. Marvel has the Thunderbolts. And what's the Thunder guy? The Hulk. Thunderbolt Ross is going to be in charge of this team. And he is supposed to be the Red Hulk. Part of the Red Hulk comic that made it awesome was not knowing exactly who he was. Same thing with Jane Foster Thor. Part of what made that interesting was not knowing who it was. But going into the show, going into the film, they won't have that. They won't have the mystery effect because we just saw it played on comics. So can it be as good? I'm not thrilled about Jane Foster Thor, but it is the MCU. And if they do things differently, you always got to watch it first before you judge. Okay, let's go 5 more minutes talking about Falcon Winter Soldier. There's something I didn't touch on in the review, I remember. Was it the police thing? He is the GOAT, second to Thanos. That's why I call him that. I'm also excited for Abomination to come back. He's coming back. Only one who's not coming back is the woman, Rebecca. Not Rebecca. Who's Bruce Banner's girlfriend? Her, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. That one woman is not coming back. Betty Ross. There it is. So, do you think the Thunderbolts will be exclusively put on Disney Plus? Yeah. Or will they try to make it a full-fledged movie in theaters? Suicide Squad are the movies. They'll do it this way. And when you got something called the Thunderbolts, there's not really that much name value. Nothing's popping. You're trying to sell tickets. Selling a streaming service is different, and you can do the Thunderbolts on streaming. That's why they're doing Ms. Marvel on streaming, because she's not movie quality. That's why they're doing Hawkeye. He's not getting a movie. They're giving him his Disney Plus. Now, the counter to that is they're doing Eternals. No one's ever heard of the Eternals. That is true. So they are taking some risks. But did you see the cast for that? They got Angelina Jolie for that. They know what they have to do for that. Camille Nanjiani and everybody, yeah. You think Zemo is the GOAT, though? Second in Thanos? He doesn't fight, which is probably why you like him, right? Because he was different and everything. But to me, Killmonger was the second best villain. Thanos, Killmonger, and then I look at Hela and I think of Loki, and then Vulture. But Marvel's not known for their villains. I'm not even reading that. You see? Just how they want me to call Sam Wilson Young America. I'm not going to address that one either. Hawkeye is nothing. Hawkeye was this. And that's been filmed, eh? With Haley Steinfeld. I hope Kate Bishop becomes Hawkeye only if Hawkeye dies. If that happens, cool. But don't try to sell me that there's two people with the name Hawkeye. They effed up in the comics because they introduced Kate Bishop when freaking Clint Barton was dead around 2004-ish after Avengers Disassembled. And okay, now there's a new person called Hawkeye. I can accept that. Archery is a skill. No one had to get bit by a spider. No crazy chemical explosion. No one was hit by cosmic rays like the Fantastic Four. No one was making a once-in-a-lifetime super serum that the German doctor died after the first dosage of it was given and we can't replicate it. It's no happy accident. It's just Hawkeye. It's another Archer. So, okay, Clint dies, in comes Kate. But what happens 2 years later? Clint is brought back to life. And if that's the case, then we have no purpose for Kate Bishop Hawkeye. And now she is, like, the only book she shows up in is the one's called Hawkeye, and that's Clint Barton's book. And she's like the second character there. It's just not the same. Respectfully, I don't think that we can do two characters with the same name. And that's stuff you guys heard me say before. Zemo gets stuff done. So what, though? He hires contractors. He influences the people, and they do the fighting. Zemo's not that much of a threat to me. Zemo's just the guy who manipulates things behind the scenes. Great for that. And it was needed, right? Because when we watched the Captain America Civil War film, our villain was Tony. And then he came around when he said, I don't care. He killed my mom. Hey, there have been a lot worse reasons to get in fights. Remember in the Winter Soldier movie when S.H.I.E.L.D. intel just got leaked to the world? How much of it is public knowledge? In real life, WikiLeaks has been leaked to the world. How many of us actually have read it? So we don't know too much. Bucky was supposed to be in 2016. His face was revealed. He was behind the UN bombing. But then he goes to the bar and the girl takes him out, remember? She asks, how old are you? He says 106 years old. And she's acting like she has no idea who this guy is. Maybe with the haircut, maybe, it was international news. She was probably a lot younger 8 years ago when that story broke. So how many people actually know about it? All of it is public knowledge. But who knows about it? We're leaving it to the news to report that to us. And if you know something about the news, is they're not what they're marketed to be, where they give you the news. They are influenced, they're bought by the companies that, the commercials, you watch it all, will never get proper health care, when the commercials on the news channels are selling you treatments and stuff, selling you medications and stuff. So that's all the woke shit for today. You think there'll be a second season? No, there won't be a second season. There will be more, yes, but like you can't do this. The Marvel universe is gonna move, and it'll be totally different 3 years from now, where a Falcon and a Winter Soldier, like maybe Winter Soldier is stuck in Wakanda for reasons, so this isn't even possible. We don't know where it'll go. But do I think that there will be more? Sam and Bucky are just getting to know each other. But if you're asking me if there's going to be more, yes. And I could be completely wrong, and they call Falcon and Winter Soldier season 2. Loki got a season 2, so that's cool. But Loki also happens outside of our universe. Loki is happening in that branch where the Tesseract goes missing. That branch reality. So like literally anything can happen. And what's happening in the main continuity of the MCU, like Earth 199999, that doesn't affect the Loki show. So I can see them doing season 2. You're right, Zemo himself said he had to work on encrypted files. Normal people won't do that. See? It's because I think, Michael. Because I know. I don't think that Zemo... What else does Zemo know, though? See, there's a lot of things that were under the table also. When Zemo pulled up in Captain America Civil War to that one Hydra agent, turned him upside down, tried to shake the information out of him. That's because, not everything is in the files. He did require the off-the-record stuff from that Hydra villain. What else does Zemo know? This man is a library of criminal stuff. A lot of, like, all of Black Widow's information is released. But then how many off-the-books missions has she done? You remember the mission that happened in Winter Soldier, that very first one, where we see Batroc the Leaper? That was off the books, wasn't it? Captain America didn't know about it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are complete secrets. Carol Danvers, everything she did was secret in the 90s. So none of that was revealed when Black Widow revealed the information. I thought that it was a whole lot and a big deal, but honestly, they can do anything, and I'll never ask, but wait, Natasha leaked all that information? No, the really good stuff? Project Goliath and Exodus and all that stuff? It wasn't leaked. Let's end the stream here, unless anyone has last words to say. I'll give it a 60 seconds. Thank you for joining me. Remember, me and Perp Minded on his channel, we're going to be talking Attack on Titan in scheduled for 9 p.m. Eastern time. No one's writing anything in the chat? Okay. End the broadcast.